Hello, everyone. Welcome to Shooting the Shelf. I'm Jesse Arnold, and it is Saturday night. You're probably wondering, what is going on? Why is Jesse here? Well, because I've got a lot of people I want to talk to, and I've got someone tonight and someone tomorrow on my normal time. Hey, what's up, Simon? Glad to see you in the chat. Hope you enjoy our conversation tonight. Hey, what's up, Curtis? I think I just got a message from you, but I didn't get to read it. So yes, this is a special edition of Shooting the Shelf tonight, episode 21. I have quite a few guests lined up. I have two guests next weekend, one in the middle of the day on Sunday and one in the evening. And then tomorrow I've got another guest. But tonight, without further ado, give a round of warm digital applause for Eric Lebron.
What's up, my dude?
Not much. How are you doing this evening, sir?
Doing good, man. Just enjoying Trevor's calendar right now.
Nice.
Yeah, some good stuff, man.
Very cool. Yeah, I got one from him. I didn't. It hasn't shipped yet, so I'm excited to see that. Yeah, I forgot to get one at the show, and I messaged him afterwards. He's like, "Oh, we'll get you squared away." So
yeah, absolutely. So what's going down tonight, man?
So, not much. We were talking just before the show. It sounds like we've both been doing some cleaning and rearranging in our rooms today.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely wanted to clean up after a while. It's like getting too chaotic in here.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the feeling. I still have all my Xylonis flock on a giant piece of foam board over my comics table. So
Yeah,
trying to make space to put everything back from the show.
right on.
So I guess the big topic for today is Figure Obscura.
Yeah. A lot of talk on the chats today. It's crazy.
Did you get one?
Yeah, I ended up getting 3 of them. Yeah,
cool.
I went for the limit. I just figured I'd keep a couple extra for either a trade or just custom pieces. You know what I mean? I'm already
Awesome.
thinking of repaint on the beard and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I was able to secure one. I'm pretty excited. I like the size. I like the 2.0 body. I think with the soft goods on it, I think I saw some pictures already of him next to Krampus from someone who had it. I think maybe it was Chris and George on their show on the Four Horsemen channel today. But yeah, it was. I like that he's a little smaller than Krampus and stuff.
Yeah, I wasn't really. I don't know. I didn't really care for the body size, the pick that they used, but I mean, it's like it's okay. I don't like. I mean, with the soft goods, it totally like flexes that whole figure out. It doesn't bother me at all what the body size was underneath.
Yeah, because I was looking at it, I was like, all right, what parts can I swap out and then use those arms? Because I have very few figures that have those, just like the bare upper arms and the smaller 2.0 gauntlet. So
Right.
I was wondering if I could swap some stuff around to use the body he has with something else. So
yeah. I was talking to Jonathan and Ryan today about Jonathan said it'd be cool to put one of those little mini LEDs inside that lantern that's on the end of it.
Cool. That's something as far as customizing and all. Yeah, that I have no idea how to do any of that sort of thing. Anytime I see someone like the Chuck's that was over by Nikki, like all the light up stuff he had right as you came in the door at LegionsCon,
like
that stuff just blew me
that
away.
could totally do that piece. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's like I said, there's a lot of potential for that one. If you look at it, right? I mean, minus the coat. I mean, if the coat's on it, it's obviously, a Christmas one. You know what I mean? But other than that, like I said, I picked up a couple just to, like I said, just to have on hand.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you get any of the extra stuff? Any of the pins or any of that stuff?
No, I'm not a coffee guy, so I don't like coffee mugs. Just don't. It's not my thing. You know what I mean? So I don't ever like go for like the all in or
Yeah.
whatever. And the pin, I'll probably. I mean, I don't know if I'll go back for the pin. I already have enough pins, so I'm like kind of tapped out on that right now. You know what I mean? So I just wanted the fig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I was
I got the
thinking too,
figure for
but
now. I'm hoping they'll have. Mm.
no, I was thinking too that the a cool like custom idea for that fig in particular is like to do like a white moose, like do an alder and white, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. But it's more like I
Yeah.
said, it's obviously more like Christmas
And I'm
themed.
sure someone out there in I think my sync is off. I think our timing is a little off, so I apologize. My Wi-Fi
Oh, no
seems to be getting
problem.
a little twitchy. So if I'm not trying to talk over you, it seemed like you
No,
paused
no,
and I yeah, so
no, you're fine.
um
You're
yeah, I'm not a coffee guy either. So the cups look cool, but I'm like there's no way I'm just going to get another mug to not
yeah,
use
yeah.
except for
I have
boiling
no
water
place
to
for it.
heat parts up in.
Yeah, I got no place for it, so I don't like I said, I've passed on all of them that have come out. I did enjoy though that
Okay.
they did that key, the one that they had at LegionsCon.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I like that one. I liked the design of the key on
That
this
little
package
yeah,
with like the little bit of the yeah. Yeah, I picked
yeah,
up one of those.
yeah. Oops.
I have that hanging over my TV shelf with the pins. So I've got Krampus and the Headless Horseman. So hopefully they'll have some of this the Father Christmas at ZoloCon in February.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will.
But awesome. Yeah, you were saying the white moose. I bet you there's already folks, if they hadn't already started doing it, working on a reindeer head to put on the altar
Yeah, yeah.
to convert that over to
Yeah,
a sculpted head.
that could be a big possibility. Or someone could just 3D print it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I forget who was it.
Not
Was
like
it?
you don't have enough talent.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, hey, bots, awesome.
Oh yeah, great.
There went one of my 4 viewers.
Yeah, thanks, bye.
No, no. Let's see. Yeah. uh, oh, yeah. So there's quite a bit of a hubbub in the cabal today about stuff, but we don't have to get into that. Talking about cleaning up after Legions Con. Were you set up at Legions Con last year, or was this your first time setting up?
No, I was at LegionsCon last year too. Yeah, I was right
Okay.
as the door that you entered into the con, like you came almost directly
Uh
straight
huh.
at my table. Like I was the first table right there
Oh,
in the
okay.
entrance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were the first table I probably wasn't paying attention to because I went through the line to get the Surge Hard,
Yeah, yeah.
and I didn't know who anybody was. I
I
had no idea what I was doing when I came in last year.
yeah.
Well, so since you've been set up at both shows, what do you have any thoughts, insights, comparisons between the 2 years?
Um the hotel thing was probably the biggest change that I thought like worked completely 100%. You know what I mean? Like being in the facility and doing your show, it was great, man. It was great.
Yeah, I my friend and I we went last year. We stayed at a hotel that was nowhere I don't think near anywhere anybody else was staying. So um the whole lobby stuff that they were talking about last year, we didn't get to experience, but this year being there and having it all right there. I know
Yeah.
everybody didn't get to stay in that hotel, but that was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just walking out into that lobby and just hearing that roar of conversation.
Oh man, every night too. That was so awesome. Yeah, like I said, I don't think it could have gotten any better. Just, it was just perfect. And I don't know why, I just felt safer for everybody
Yeah.
too. Like we didn't have to like venture out, or you know what I mean? Like I felt very, very comfortable. It was awesome,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, and then like I
Very
said,
cool.
just having all that extra
And
time with everybody.
yeah, that was really nice to, just go up, drop some stuff in the room after the show, and then just come down and hang out, and all that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
And having that giant Kurzog standing over everybody in the lobby, and all the displays and stuff that were out there, it was just
Yeah, that was next level stuff, man. It was like just ridiculous. Like I couldn't believe how big that thing was. It was so awesome.
yeah. What did you think? Because you were intern, so right, you were an intern, right? Am I
Yeah. Yeah.
losing my mind? Okay, yeah.
No, right.
Um, what? So we got to see that on the tour, and it was like still in pieces and working on it. It's just crazy how much they did from Thursday, or yeah, Thursday
Yeah,
to when they set
Thursday.
that up Friday
Yeah,
night.
yeah. It's insane because it didn't even look like it was ready to be like put together. It was like still in like that paint process and stuff. It's like,
Yeah,
man, it's crazy. Yeah, Joe and all
yeah.
those
They
guys on
I
that
think
thing
they were
was
like gluing.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I think they were still gluing the fur to it when our group went through on the tour, or putting glue on fur on parts of it or something. Yeah, that thing was really cool. I wish I would have taken more time to look at it in the lobby.
Yeah.
Um, uh, so is this your first time doing intern?
Yes. Yes, it was. Yeah.
Okay.
I had passed on the previous years and just kind of kicked myself in the pants for it. You know what I mean? Because I heard of how like cool it was, and yeah. But yeah, this was my first time, so and I was super stoked when I
Awesome.
wanted and this was of course when I actually wanted to go. That's when they do that lottery thing. I'm like, oh my god, I'm never gonna get to go. I'm like, I never win anything. And yeah,
Yeah.
that was cool to get your name pulled for it.
Yeah, I did the same. I put my name into it. Like, I didn't even really know it was a thing last year because I wasn't that into the line yet. And then um, I put my name when I got the email. I was like, "Oh, that what?" Did I, like whenever things
Yeah,
like that happen to me, I'm like, "This can't be real."
yeah, yeah, that
But
was
that was
awesome.
so cool, and getting to hang out with everybody and meet you in person,
Yeah,
and so
yeah,
many other people, there that day,
definitely.
and just all the stuff we got to do there was really cool. And of course, GCon was really fun. Do you have
Yeah.
a top couple favorite figures in that wave?
Mm, Belualith is definitely my number one, and Greg's figure definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's just a beautiful, amazing figure. It's just so powerful and just like
yeah,
it's just great. It's great.
yeah. We got some address some of the folks in the comments here. Simone is here. Curtis. Let's see. We got Edgardo, Carlo,
Big
Brian
Bry.
Almeida, Jonathan Hedgehog. What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining in tonight. Um, Eds is asking, did you sell out of the troll head that looked like where the wild things were at LegionsCon? Is that you?
The troll head that looks like Wild Things are LegionsCon. Wow. I don't know if he.
Oh, are you thinking of the Hongo head with the mushrooms and the horns and like the that came from Noble Bear? Is that what you're thinking of, Eds?
Yeah, that has to be yours, dude.
Because I know Noble Bear printed those and had those, and I think a couple people had them on their tables. I had one on my table. Yep. So I'm not sure. I know Ed. I think you can get those from Noble Bear from their site when they have stuff available. Yeah. Hedgehogs like in your DTOFs.
Oh, thank you, sir.
David Williams is in the chat. Dave is my guest tomorrow night. So
Dave, yeah, but
um, awesome. So Beluilith, yeah, and the Sir Ukzak, that thing was crazy because I think everything on it is new except for the feet.
yeah,
And it's just cool to see an ogre scale figure that's not all like bare limbs and everything, and
right, yeah. It's
the
crazy.
possibilities that are going to come with that.
Yeah, so good.
I'd say my favorites are probably the Maxilius, the full decked out with the robes and all the adornments and everything.
Yeah,
Conobus and Necronominus himself are probably I mean, they're all awesome, and I want them all.
yeah.
But I think those three are probably the standouts for me. And then Beluilith and the Tuperculi are right there with it.
Yeah, the Tuperculi is pretty awesome. That's a pretty awesome figure.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
already trying to think like what
Lots of
weird.
lots of bones in this wave, that's for sure, man.
Yeah. And there's
Crazy.
more coming in All-Star 6 next year. So
Yeah, yeah. Oh man. Say goodbye to your pocketbook, dude.
yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can get into the plasma donation center more than twice a week. No.
Exactly, dude.
What's
Is my
up,
light
Brick?
just should I put my other room lights on or are we good like
No,
this?
you're fine.
Yeah. I was digging
Wherever you're
your
comfortable.
atmosphere, so I wanted to kind of do it myself.
The which one?
I said I was digging your atmosphere, so I'm
Oh,
kind of turn it down myself.
yeah. This is unless the sun is out. This is what it looks like in my apartment. I just like, unless I'm reading or something that I need bigger lights on. My art table's got the lights on it, but yeah, I like
Yeah.
the kind of more laid back look. So Mythic Legions, what I know you did all this on the Legions Lair stuff, but what kind of got you into the two Legions, and like, were you already customizing other stuff when you got into Legions, or did the customizing come in with Legions?
No, I was actually before I got into customizing, I was starting to like tap a little bit into the like action figure photography thing. You know what I mean? And so
Okay.
I was doing that for a bit, and then when I got my first legions, I like shot a couple of shots with those, and then little by little, I just jumped onto customizing. It's just like seeing all the stuff on the Cabal and watching Jeremy stuff and like following different like recipes. It's like it just like clicked for me. I went straight after that. But
Awesome.
I had never customized any action figures before that.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
but it was just like one
And
of those, you
how
know.
long have you been doing Legions?
I got my first legions in after PowerCon of 2019.
Okay, so like after the first year or so that they were out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Very cool. So you said after PowerCon. So did you pick something up at PowerCon? Because you're out in California, correct?
Yeah, yeah. I actually
So
picked
that
up.
was
I actually got the what was it? The oh hell, the con exclusives, the Motu tributes,
okay.
which was
Okay.
Krona and Purplor at
Oh,
that con.
nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I actually, and the funny thing was I picked, because it was a limit of 2 per person. So I got the limit of, 2 sets, and I got them for other people. Like, I wasn't collecting the
Okay.
line at the time, so, like, I went to
Okay.
the con and picked them up for other people and shipped them off to them. And it wasn't until I came home and my buddy that I went with let me play with his, Chronon. He let me take him out of package. I was like, that was the first time I ever held one in hand, and, like, 2 minutes
Okay.
later, I was, like, on my phone, freaking throwing a huge ass order at Store Horseman. Yeah, it was over after
Awesome.
that. Yeah.
I know I've heard, at least from the folks I've talked to, he seems to be one that was the first one for a lot of people, or the thing that really got their attention to hook them in.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
he's
Plus, it was
definitely
it was the Trap Jaw tribute, and it was like, oh man, and I was a huge, huge He-Man fan as a kid, and it was just like, oh, this is beautiful. Like, yeah, I was hooked.
we got Walter saying hi. What's up,
Walter,
Walter?
what's up, dude?
uh, Good to see you, Walter. Thanks for joining in. Um, yeah, I just got Chrono at PowerCon this year. He was on the table, I want to say Saturday or Sunday, and I was able to pick him up finally. Um, like I liked He-Man growing up. It's definitely not something that stayed with me as much. Now I've got a bunch of the Masterverse stuff, and I still like He-Man, but it was just not collector wise something I was as into. We were talking before the show, comics and that stuff kind of took over, and Ninja Turtles and different things. But there's always been a soft spot for the He-Man stuff. So anytime I see the tributes available at the table, I try to grab them. And seeing him in person, just the colors on him were
Yeah,
so. I mean, he's mostly those darker colors, but that bright green just really looks really cool.
yeah,
So it was nice to add him to the shelf this summer.
yeah, awesome. Yeah, so you didn't have him the whole time, huh?
Nope, because I've really only been into it for about a little over a year and a half.
Oh yeah, because
Um,
that you got introduced at last year's LegionsCon to him, right?
I've just stumbled across him on Big Bad Toy Store when we got
Oh
that
yeah,
stimulus stuff, and I was like, this Thistlethorn guy looks kind of cool, and I missed out getting him because the next day I went back when the check deposited for the stimulus, and it was like, oh, they're all gone. So I was
yeah,
like, all right, went to eBay, paid double the price because I was like, well, I didn't know where else to look for him at that point, so. Um, Yeah, so I was not the notorious person that bought the last 24 Thistlethorns off a Big Bad Toy Store.
yeah.
Um,
Funny.
and yeah, and it just slowly got into it. By Legions Con last year, I had maybe a dozen figures or less. And then when I got to the con and saw everything on the floor, and I'm sure I did see your stuff and everybody else, but like I said, I didn't know who anybody was. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah,
I need to be a part of this.
you were totally new to the community and everything. You didn't know anybody back then. But
Yeah.
it's crazy, like, how fast you're, like, you're completely in the circle already, you know what I mean? Like, in
Yeah.
just a year, like, you're like, "One of
It,
us, one of
yeah.
us."
I was like, it, it was one of the things that I was like, came the most, it was something I wanted to do and pursued that just came the most naturally. Just getting into toys, geeking out about stuff, talking to people, and then,
Yeah,
finally putting paint and stuff on them.
yeah,
It just really clicked. So it's been a blast.
yeah, that's awesome.
Um, so Ed's is mentioning that Motu's always been in his blood, minus the space series doo doo. Speaking of space, are you excited for the Cosmic
Oh,
Legions coming
man,
soon?
it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. I'm super excited about the really, like, crazy looking characters like the Sphexian guards and
Yes.
just like the, I don't know, the thank you, Brian. Thank you. Yeah, it's just there's so much good stuff coming in that wave. In the first
Yeah.
two waves, you know,
Yeah.
it's, I know. I'm gonna
Absolutely.
I'm gonna have to do some redesigning on some shelves to accommodate. those new waves coming in. That's for sure. But yeah, it's gonna be great, man. I just
Yeah,
hate the thought of waiting for the second wave to arrive after we get the first one, because you know you're just gonna want like so much more. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Again, fingers crossed that stuff maybe is out by the time ZoloCon hits and I can pick, because I didn't pre-order any. I think the pre-order for those were kind of on the way out or gone before I really got into the pre-order game. Um, but uh, oh no, I guess they were. I don't remember. I didn't pre-order any because I don't think anyway. Yeah, I'm hoping to pick a couple up. I gotta cherry pick the ones I want because
yeah, yeah.
in my mind on my shelves they're gonna be at least for now at the beginning they're gonna be like a prison ship that crashes on Mythos. So it's
Nice,
gonna be kind of that
nice,
juxtaposition. So you got a couple of the Con Air type crew characters escaping, and then the Sphexians and the other guards coming to find them to
nice. Yeah, I could
throw
dig that.
off the balance of Mythos or something.
Yeah. You know, it's funny with this line, it's gonna be for me personally, it's gonna be tough to think of like customs to do with them. Like this is finally after all of these great, you know, series of figures that have been coming out. Like looking at this line, I really like it as is, man. I really do. Like it's just like I don't want to like change the look, you know what I mean? It just looks
Yeah.
so great. I mean, the builders like the sentries and stuff. I mean, you could do those obviously in different colors, but like the main characters, there's so much great design work and
Hmm.
accessories and new parts. It's like, oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
Yeah. They're crazy. Looks like Bill from Dorklay's here. What's up, Bill?
Bill,
Thanks
what's
for
up,
joining
dude?
in. Um, yeah. Yeah. It's just crazy, just like what and to know that all that stuff's for the most part is going to be compatible with the legions, the Mythic Legions, to see what people are going to just without even painting, what kind of pop and swap stuffs people are going to come up with, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
um, just those elongated arms on the gray alien from book two.
Yeah,
Like you get
so
some
good.
weird looking like goblin looking stuff or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe like yeah, it's just yeah, but
Yeah, it's gonna open up
they're
for new 3D parts as well. I mean, that's a given.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you saw uh oh, Immortal Collection stuff
Yeah.
at the con, all the
Yeah.
four
That
leg
that four-legged thing, that dude,
and
that
yeah,
has to be a piece that's like made now. Like take
yeah,
my money, dude. Like that thing was so awesome.
yeah. Um, Valak arms and legs on Cosmic.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, the pant legs and sleeved
yeah,
arms. Heck yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, totally. I think some of the characters do bear those arms, don't they?
I don't remember. I haven't looked closely at enough at them lately. Uh, I need to go back and look a little closer at the Cosmic stuff, and of course the ones we saw in person at the show. They were all like were they
Those test
painted?
shot ones?
Some of them were painted, but I know at PowerCon they were all like the white gray and just like the poses they were in. And was it Vorga, the big 1.0 female, or is she 1.0 or brute scale with like the chain gun?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, I want to get a couple of her so I can make some bulky female
Did you
orcs or
see when
something.
we were at the at intern, they had a few sets of those out. Did you see the ones that were on the desk in the office? One of the side offices had a whole set of them, and they were like
I did not. I saw,
yeah,
I
and they
think
were
in
all
one of
closed out.
the,
I was taking pictures of them and everything. They had,
okay,
like I said, and they were like out in the open. They had the ones that were in that glass case
okay,
in that big.
okay. I I I was so focused on just trying to be in the moment and everything that I think I missed so much of everything that was going on in this. Like if I wasn't like getting my eyes directed to by whatever we were doing, I think I missed so much stuff. But I don't regret it. It was so much fun.
Yeah,
Um,
totally.
I know I saw a couple of the Sphexians on I think Cameron's table in his paint office.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, I was
yeah,
looking all in like the bookshelves and on the ledges, and I was like looking at for all kinds of like weird stuff around the studio. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It
I
was
think I
fun.
was just in such overwhelmed days that like it just didn't all process. Like I know there were some behind me when we were doing the session with Nate Barch, and I meant to turn around and look at it, and then I started talking to somebody when the session was over, and I just completely forgot to go back over there. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, I think I could spend a week in that place and still not see everything that wasn't being hidden.
yeah, 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 definitely.
Um, uh, so with the custom talk and everything, what's some of your favorite kind of stuff to do with those, or things you might have in mind with the new stuff coming out?
Mm, let's see, what's the next? Well, the next wave that's gonna actually drop is what? Poxus?
Yeah, well,
Okay,
All
so
Stars Trolls I think will be soon, but yeah,
right,
Pox
right.
is the
That's
next
just
set of new figures.
a single fig. I'm talking a full wave. So
Yeah.
that's Poxus, right?
Hmm.
So right now, I would have to wait until, oof, I don't know, because I didn't pre-order Poxus, so I didn't make any plans for that wave. I
Okay.
actually passed on the pre-order because I had already ordered so much from the Cosmic Waves that
Okay.
I wouldn't have enough for like trade if I wanted to, you know what I mean, catch up
Okay.
after the wave drops.
I think the Poxa stuff, like for now, I think I have one through Big Bad because I wasn't able to get an order in on the Store Horseman. I think I've got it all at Big Bad at the moment.
Right.
Um, one of everything. I think I have two of the Thraces because before I had even started customizing, I knew I wanted to use some of her parts for customs.
Yeah.
Um, but I just think I love was it Tharnog, the brute scale shaman. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that's going to be. I think the bigger size orc is going to be cool to
Yeah.
be able to do some fun stuff with.
Yeah. That's
Um,
definitely a cool one. Yeah. Right now, I have a large back stock of figures right now. So I like right now I have plenty of like bodies to go around to, to do customs. So like I'm
yeah.
working off of my I have a lot of like the deluxe barbarian, or the deluxe legion builders and
Mm,
like older legion builders like skeletons and goblins and what have you. You know what I mean?
okay. Now, so how much would you say do you do the customs for yourself versus now that you're doing stuff for like the shows and for sale and stuff? Is it mostly just for your own collection, and then
Yeah,
you just do a couple
like
to bring to the show?
after LegionsCon, I like kind of just pump the brakes. I freaking do like, the first couple of months of the year, like I'll just do stuff for my own collection. Like the stuff that you saw back here on
Hmm.
the sofa there, the mock-ups that I was doing, we were talking about earlier. I mean,
Yeah.
they're all going to be for my collection.
Okay.
So like, there's a bunch that's why I'm like laying out parts right now to like do a bunch of customs for myself. And then, some of the older stuff I'll rotate out and sell it off or whatever, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Do you have
Yeah.
is there a certain faction or type of figure that you enjoy customizing the most? Like, or is it just whatever strikes your fancy and you work up stories for them to work into the thing, or do you just like, oh, this is cool and put it with them?
Yeah, I just it's just a visual thing for me. Like I love how
Okay.
you guys, like you and Michael Casper, you guys like write the bios and all that stuff. I mean, that stuff's great. Curtis and all you guys are like great writers, you know what I mean? But yeah, I just do it. I mean, it's just a visual thing for me.
Okay.
Yeah. But like I like working with like the armors and getting new colors down on stuff like that. The armors have been really cool to work with.
Yeah, I agree. I For the longest time when I first started customizing, it was all the reinforcements, so it was all pretty much that first 1.0 knight torso.
Right, right. Yeah.
So now that I'm able to get my hands on some of the Alithia stuff and some of the deluxe Legion builder stuff, I'm getting like the different varieties, and it's fun to figure out how the paint goes down. And I keep
Yeah.
hitting my microphone. Sorry.
No.
Um, I haven't painted it yet because I'm waiting for a head to come in from Planetary Dogs. Um, but I put was it the Cabal chest plate
Yeah.
from Wolf King that has just like the Cabal head with like the tendrils coming out
Yeah.
on oh, I can't reach it. I've got all my works in progress are like I've probably got like 30 of them on this shelf above
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Um, uh, but that was my first time popping the chest plate off because I finally got a Valak. I broke his bow, so I was like, all right, well, this one will be for customizing, and I'll get another one to
Yeah.
be Valak. But
You need a
um,
bow? I'll send you one, dude. I got tons of freaking extra Valak parts because I bought
oh,
a
thank
bunch.
you.
That's one of the ones that geez, I don't even know why I didn't even think of that. That I'm like totally using as a like a custom like a buck to start with
Yeah,
on systems is the Valak and the Bardric body. Yeah,
those are ones
those I'm using heavy because
I
that's a
hope to
great
get.
body.
Yeah, because like in my mind, knights, in our world of history, knights, fully armored knights were like lords and nobility and stuff. So they had the money to have that fancy armor and all that stuff. So when I think of the heroic factions, like I can't have all. I need to have more soldiers that are in like armor and cloth
Yeah,
type. So get some Valaks and some Bardricks and mix stuff around and make some like foot soldiers for Etherean or Leodicius or something.
yeah. I was hoping that sooner than later that they will start making like a slimmer like armor for like the goblin size figures, you know what I mean? For that
Mm,
like particular buck. Like make a, not the sharp edges and like the real heavy creases in the armor, you know what I mean?
yeah,
More like a
yeah.
knight's armor, like but for that scale, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I
Where it's
think
like
that
a solid piece instead of with the like the
yeah,
mid
yeah,
torso crunch.
yeah, yeah, just like I said,
Yeah, that'd
just to
be
change
cool.
it up a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to see what the All Stars 6 Plus is going to be because obviously there'll be some votes voted in, remakes.
Yeah.
But
It's
most
so
of the
funny with like it feels like we've been through, you know, the All Stars thing a few times now, and it's like for me, I don't like. I remember in the beginning, I probably had a bunch of like favorites of like past figures that I might have missed on that, I was like really hyped to like get my vote in and like hope that it makes the All Stars. But now it's like they've released so many like to me, I think great figures that like I look more forward than backwards on this now. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Um yeah, I totally get that. And as someone who's still pretty new to it myself, I liked the options that were given to us for 5, the ones that won. I don't have any of them, so need to get all of them, but I like how they added all the new stuff
Yeah.
in that 5 plus, like
Yeah.
Dubon and Lady Averona
Yeah.
and Boreas the horse, like all that stuff. I was just like, okay, these are really cool. Um, so I'm excited to see what new stuff because obviously if it's some of the older figures, I might
Yeah.
need to pick a couple of them up. But it's the fact that they're now mixing in. I think because of like what you said, I think Jeremy said some things where there's only so many characters they can remake at this point.
Right.
So they're trying to keep it interesting and add that new stuff in. So
Yeah.
um,
Have you picked up anything? I mean, other than like, I mean, obviously we both know that, we shop and heavily into the Mythics thing, but have you picked up anything? Because I don't know, outside of Mythics, like, you know, are you collecting anything? I mean, have you gotten any
um,
recent pickups?
yeah, I just got a couple of the Black Series Dark Troopers.
Okay. I saw those at
Um,
GameStop. Yeah. They
yeah,
got
I
that like shiny black paint on it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it like I don't want to sit here and just like poo poo on other companies or whatever, but like Hasbro, some of the plastic for me, some of the plastic I've been getting has been really soft.
Mm.
Um, like those guys, they look really cool, but when I pick them up for what they cost, like the upper armor and the shoulder pads, it's like a vest. It's like a slip over
Mm.
to whatever the torso is underneath, and it's that shiny black, but it's that really soft, not quite rubbery, but it just doesn't feel right when I pick it up. Like looks cool on the shelf. I finally got them worked into my Mando display today, but they they just didn't feel quite right. I'll pick up stuff,
No,
on
I did Black Series for a while, and it's like I said, after I got so many figures that I personally wanted for my taste and my collection, then I was pretty much done.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um
I liked some of well, when the Mando came out, I got the Hot Toys version, and
oh nice.
yeah, so like, and then I had at the same time I made like a great deal for the like the when the SH Figure Arts did both the Mandos, and they did Jango Fett and Boba Fett. So yeah,
Okay.
I picked those up. Yeah,
Very
but that
cool.
was like I said, once I finished like the short-lived, collector life of Black Series, it was like, yeah, I'm good, and I have my collection, and I'm happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I have most of the characters I want now. If they do more Jedi, like new characters, so like the Ayla Secura, like I'll want to get her.
Mm.
Um, or so like any of the Jedi or any Ewoks they put out, I'll probably get.
Yeah, yeah,
um, but that's for Black Series. I got rid of a bunch recently, and I slimmed it down to. I still have a bunch, but um, been doing the NECA movie Turtles, not all of it, but certain stuff. I like the NECA monster, Universal Monsters. Those are
yeah,
really cool.
yeah. I got two of
Um,
those. I have Frankenstein and Dracula. I think. I don't know who the hell I got. Or the Mummy. Sorry, the
okay,
Mummy. Yeah.
yeah, I've got those and
Did you get the
Wolfman,
colored versions or the black and white?
the color versions.
Oh, I got the black and white ones.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Like the whole silver screen, theme.
yeah, those are really cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, I think I found the Wolfman was on sale at Target or something a while back, and I picked him up, or I had a coupon or something. I don't remember. And I was
yeah,
like, well, shoot, this was another hole that I wasn't planning on jumping down, but
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I saw the Wolfman the other day at Walmart, and I was like, oh, I want to get him, but it's a hard pass right now. I
yeah.
gotta go. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like, damn.
fortunately, I know that line. There's only so many characters they can do, and
Yeah,
there's a
yeah.
limit on that one.
That's gonna
So
be a real short collection. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I have both of
um,
them. I have a like one of my detail shelves. I don't know. I probably sent you the picture. Is just a horror shelf, and so they
okay,
fit perfectly in there. Yeah, you
nice.
don't have to worry about like a 30 fig wave or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I did pick up the Jake and Natiri from the McFarlane Avatar, like the full size figures, because I remember Mattel or Hasbro, whoever did that 15 years ago when the movie came out, they were
yeah,
like the 3 3/4 scale, and I thought they were so floppy and flimsy. They were disappointing. So um, I know there's a lot of strong opinions one way or the other for that movie, but I really liked that, so I wanted to have a representation of them on my shelf.
yeah. Oh
So,
man.
all right, here's a question. Well, what other, you said you mentioned the fig arts and the hot toys. What other things are you collecting currently?
Let's see. I'm kind of trying to just like backlog stuff, like stuff that I passed on, that's come out. And I'm not really trying to get into many new lines, but um, like some of the old Mafex stuff that came out a couple
Okay.
years ago. Like I did a trade these past 2 days with someone, and I traded a what the hell is it? I had it here a minute ago. Um, the Miles Morales Mafex figure,
Oh,
the
nice.
the Black Spider-Man with the blue jacket and the red hoodie inside.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Like
traded.
from the movie.
Yeah, from the Spider Verse. Yeah,
Cool.
and then today I traded with what did I get? I got the Gwen from that series, and what did I get? There's another Mafex I picked up. Oh, the Empire Strikes Back version of Boba Fett. I got that one
Oh,
too.
cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
so I'm just trying to track down like a couple stuff things that I kind of passed on a while back. You know what I mean?
Cool.
And I guess the newest thing, but those are all pre-orders, or actually one had come in was the I got two of the Galactus, the Marvel
Oh,
Galactus. Yeah,
very
the
nice.
House Lab one. Yeah, but
That
that
thing
that was like
looks massive.
that was strictly an investment buy for me, just
Okay.
to afford more mythic stuff. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're backlogging some stuff, but your main draw is mythics and
Oh yeah.
cosmics when they start
Yeah.
hitting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Definitely. Definitely.
Cool.
Yeah.
Um, what's a character, movie, show, comic, something that either doesn't have a figure that you would love to see, or hasn't had one in a long time, or they've been really bad.
Hmm.
Like for
There's
me,
been.
for example, like I would say William Wallace from Braveheart. I would love to have a 6
Oh,
inch Braveheart figure.
huh. I don't know. I think of all the. I would love to see like I don't know, like scaled like recreations of like some of the old Harryhausen like monsters and creatures that he did
Okay.
for those movies, you know what I mean? In like
Yeah.
an articulated form, not just like I've seen statue stuff of
Yeah.
that, but I've never
Yeah.
seen like a playable figure. That would be kind of cool. Just old stuff like
Yeah.
that. Because like if you think about it, like almost everything else has been done. I mean, from Star Wars to, G.I. Joes to Voltron to, you know what I mean? Like everything.
Yeah.
Everything from,
Yeah.
nostalgic wise. But taking some of those
Okay.
old films with some of that great, you know, 3D animation that was done with those things, like
Oh
to
yeah.
remake something like that. It's like this
Yeah.
new bear skeleton that we're gonna get in Mythics. Like that's
Yeah.
totally like, I mean, something like
Yeah.
that is.
Oh man, how cool it would be, whether it was based on the property, or I keep hearing people talk about like pirates and seafaring stuff for mythics. Like,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are probably thinking like Pirates of the Caribbean, but what if we got something a little more different setting, more like Sinbad, you know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that kind of look, or a little bit of all of it. I think that could be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Um,
I think they're
see-
gonna try. I mean, they could easily turn that route because I mean you already have you're introducing like the Jin characters and stuff, you know what I mean?
mhm. Yeah, I'd have to go back and reread the bios on the Pox's characters, but I feel like a couple of them are described as being from places that aren't on the Mythos map that we have.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like, all right, so is there more to this world that we're not seeing? And
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, where did
yeah,
they come from?
Yeah, or if we get like an Alibaba or not actually in name, but like Aladdin, like those kind of characters would be really cool to mix in with like the Jinn and oh, the one sorcerer that looks like he um or wizard, the good wizard, I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just so much potential. What's okay for Mythics? What's a look or a style or a type that you would want to see in that hasn't been done yet? Like those.
Um, man, I don't know. Sometimes, I mean, like I said, it's so cool how you see the different styles of like armaments or like the shoulder pauldrons and stuff like that. And it's
Hmm.
like, I don't know, like sometimes it's like you said, almost like that bloused shirt kind of like style look. If they would like almost like how the Templars look, but if it was like a like you said, like a full shirt, almost like that pirate look. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
with
Yeah,
more, you know what I mean? Like where I mean, they can't wear their armor all the time. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's like it would be cool to kind of see more like of a clothing style, uh, you
It'd be
know,
nice to see. You
interpretation of
mentioned
it.
that it's got me thinking they're doing more soft goods now.
Yeah,
So maybe if they made a slimmer bare torso, like barbarian one, not necessarily all the way down to 2.0 size, but something a little
yeah,
slimmer where they could have a shirt or something on and still use the bracers or something.
yeah.
You know,
Exactly, exactly.
um, that could be cool.
Yeah, like you said,
What about
the soft goods is coming up. So
the what is?
the soft goods, they're like really
Oh
coming
yeah,
in leaps and bounds. I mean, how good that
yeah.
stuff is.
Well, like the Father Christmas. I know we touched on it a little bit earlier. Like he's got like the purple like under robes or whatever, and like the full on coat with like the clasp, and then like the hood with the cowl and
Yeah,
all the like the fur trim and like the embroidery on it. It's like,
that coat's worth the figure itself, dude.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's crazy. Um, I know Brian Almeida and some other folks are really interested to see more kind of like a samurai looking stuff coming, like official from Mythics. What do you think
Yeah,
about that?
that's what all these are right here.
That
I'm
oh, okay.
That's what I'm making a whole clan already.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's a big love right there. So yeah, I definitely wanna make my own. But like I said, that's to add to my,
Right.
mythos displays and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but probably
Very
if
cool.
they turn out the way I hope they're gonna turn out, then I'll definitely probably bring some of those for the show.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'd uh I'd be interested to see kind of that um Middle Eastern, not Arabian Nights, but like the, kind of like you were saying, like the blouse shirts, but like the more fabric, like the oh, why can't I think of the word? They might have like a leather chest plate, but they've got like the baggier pants and like the
Right.
um kind of like the Arabic look. I think that would be because I have a book I'm writing. There's a whole portion of the story where they're in a place like that, and
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I want to make some of those characters.
Yeah. Yeah,
um,
I'm kind of like leaning towards, doing more custom in like groups. You know what I mean? Like watching some of the stuff that like Jeremy was doing, like actually making like small clans of characters. You know what
mm-hmm.
I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm starting to go a little bit more that route than just making single characters. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
adding another one. I like to do that more for the show for like the variety, but for my own personal thing, when I make something, I like to make like I'm starting to get more towards making groupings.
Okay.
I just think it displays way better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I think with me, my two favorite factions are Xylona's flock and the congregation and Necronominus. So at least the way it plays out in my mind, those are like probably the two most diversified groups
yeah,
of as far as looks. So you know, I try to keep the with the stuff I make for Xylona's flock in that kind of like foresty natural colors and elements and stuff. And like with the
yeah,
skeletons, I feel like because it could be anything that died,
yeah,
I feel like you can just do whatever. You either has there doesn't have to be any uniformity. Like if you have a couple or like I have the three of the 2.0 skeletons are kind of like a unit. And
mm,
I've got them kind of outfitted the same way. And when I do some detail paint on those, they'll get similar colors. But I think just having such a weird variety in the skeletons just makes it look for me. But getting into when I've got some Templars and the Etheron faction and stuff like those are going to have to be a little more cohesive, like you were saying, like groups.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Yeah, sometimes
uh,
there's like I said, there's so many different the factions and the character types, like it's a human to a vampire to an orc to it. You know what I mean? It's like trying to get a group of different figures. Like I said, it clashes so much that you need good groupings. Like you said, Xylona's flock. That's a beautiful grouping of figures. The bodies, the sizes,
mhm.
it's so good. I have a shelf just for that flock. That's that's
Oh,
a
nice.
that's a great grouping. I'm actually getting some prints done tomorrow. I'm gonna pick them up tomorrow for like background with like a forest background for
Oh,
my to
cool.
the back end of the detolf where I have that shelf.
Nice.
Yeah, I took a little tip from Greg on getting some of those done for my displays to really bring them, together.
Did you get to go over to see his place?
Yeah, I had been there. I went there last year too. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it
Okay.
was my second time down there. But yeah, I went back to his place and hung out for a while and freaking checked out his room, just amazed at it. Did you get to go to
Yeah.
his room? No.
I did not. I did
You
not get to go this time, but I'm
yeah.
sure I'll make it sometime next year.
Yeah. Dude, for sure. You gotta go. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Curtis is saying build up army build orcs. You can do red, green, purple, gray.
Yep. Yep. I know a lot of I mean, once people start getting them in hand, I know a lot of people are gonna be doing crazy customs with those gray bodies from the
Oh
Motu
yeah.
Stratos. Was that Stratos?
Yeah,
Uh,
Xenothon.
yeah, Xenothon. Yeah, there's gonna
Yeah,
be some,
I
but yeah, like you said, you group them in colors. I
yeah.
mean, like I
I
said,
like that gray with like the little bit of the like kind of that peach flesh tone or that light tan color or whatever that's on that. I think that's a cool, different, unique look to have like a different species of orc uh lining up there.
yeah.
Um oh, you said something and it triggered a thought and I lost it.
How do you like
um
I'm sorry. How do you like the new barbarian or not barbarian, the gladiator bodies compared to the old barbarian legion builder bodies as far as the color, the shininess and all that? Do you like that or not?
um I only have one of the gladiators. It's definitely I think I like the and I only have one of the older barbarians from the reinforcements. So I don't have a lot of comparison to do between them, but I think yeah, the um it's definitely got like a shinier uh like a little bit of a yellow look to it. It's uh, I haven't tried to match it yet, but it looks like it would be a little harder to make the
Yeah,
right mix to match that.
yeah,
Um Same with the bones on that the new deluxe skeletons are a bit more like yellow.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. They're real yellow.
Which for the skeletons I think is fine. And like I said, if I only have like the one, if I get any more of those gladiators, I'll just probably just redo the whole skin tone
Mm,
to something else and just let the
yeah,
one be that color.
yeah,
Um, I actually had the idea to do a Rocketeer custom tribute,
yeah,
and so I put Calavius's helmet on the deluxe gladiator.
yeah. I was
Uh,
thinking that same thing with
oh yeah,
where with this guy. I want to see.
oh yeah, that one's cool.
Yeah, yeah. But I was like, oh, it looks too much like it looks too much like Iron Man, and I was like, but then I was like, oh, it looks like the Rocketeers, like you know what I mean? I thought that same
Okay,
thing when I painted that guy.
nice.
Yeah,
But yeah, that new deluxe gladiator with like that dome helmet with like it almost looks like a diving suit helmet. I thought that would be put that on like a Bardric body, paint it brown uh and I thought the Calavius helmet looked nice because it's got that little skull on the top of the crest or at the
yeah,
base of the crest,
yeah. That's a cool
and
one.
I felt that tied into the pauldron with the skull on that a little bit more. And
Yeah, yeah.
I put one of the oh, I can't remember the character's name from Planetary on. I painted that up last week and put that on the Calavius with like the dread. It's kind of their not Otho head
Oh yeah, yeah. I know
with
which
like
one
the
you're talking
beard and
about.
the dreads and stuff.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
I
about.
thought that looked pretty cool on him. Um, how about what are your thoughts on that body and skin type or paint?
I'm not a fan of it. I'll admit it. I'm not a fan. Like I definitely like I'll if I'm gonna do a bare skin or toned body, I'll do like a quick repaint over it in a flesh tone that I kind of feel comfortable using. Plus, it's just easier to
Okay,
paint match the head sculpt if I'm putting you know a head sculpt on there.
yeah,
Yeah, because it's such a contrast. Like I don't know. Like I said, I don't care for the it's I don't know. It has too much of like a peach or something in it that like it
yeah,
doesn't I don't know. It just doesn't. It looks totally different from the other ones. And I guess I
yep.
just got too used to using those. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know there was a lot of talk when they were first coming out, um, and seeing the pictures when I finally got because I got mine at LegionsCon, so seeing it in hand was like, oh, okay, I see what everybody was talking about now.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, um, Curtis is saying Citadel Tau Light Ochre. It pretty much matches the new Gladiator skin tone. Um,
I'll have to check it out. I think I actually have that color too.
but I think one of the things with 'cause having a couple barbarians and the gladiators now, if I get more of those, I want to do different skin tones. Like like doing the head for Calavius. Like uh, was a lot of fun doing those colors and trying to mix that up. And I like the look of So I've got these like pale guys with horns and beards, and then there's this this brown guy with like this really strong looking face and everything. And I just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I want more of that. I want more.
yeah,
I
yeah.
was working on a female head from Planetary,
Oh, nice.
and the colors are not going to look very good right here. But I was painting the hair white because I was
Yeah,
just thinking Storm,
right, right.
from X-Men. Um, and I was painting it, and it dropped off the gator clip, and it fell right into the brown paint again. Like, so the whole back of the hair. And I was just like, all right, I'm gonna set this one aside. I'm too frustrated to mess with that one anymore tonight.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
But I think I'm gonna make her a dwarf. Like, I
Nice.
think I'm gonna get another one of those female torsos from I think I got mine from Anthony Housefield, the Toy Forge, and make her into a dwarf.
Nice.
Yeah. Um, so talked about Star Wars a little bit with the Black Series and everything. Are you watching? Have you been watching Andor, any of the Disney Plus shows, or any other shows or movies or anything that's caught your attention lately?
I started the Andor series. I think I finished. Did they? What are they on right now? They
I
finished
want
the
to say it went to like 12 or
right?
13 episodes,
Yeah, I
I
don't
think.
I don't know
Or
if I watched all of it. I watched
okay,
some of it, but I don't know if I finished it or not. I think I was
there's a
kind of
sequence
I think it was kind
without
of
spoiling anything. There was a couple episodes that kind of felt like it wrapped up an arc in the series, and I think a lot of people thought that was the end of the series, and then
uh
they realized later that there was still a couple episodes after it.
uh yeah, I don't remember, but right now I just what did I just watch? The new Willow series. I was watching that on Disney
Yes.
Plus. That was really good.
Yeah, you like that?
The first oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Oh, I'm
Awesome.
freaking total Willow fan as a kid. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
loved that movie. So yeah, yeah, that's cool to see that kind of get a refresh. You know what I mean? Like just like
Yeah.
part two. Like that's cool.
Yeah. I I really liked. I loved Willow, and I was real excited that that show was coming back, or the show was coming to bring us back to that world. And yeah, so far I'm digging all the characters. When I first saw the teaser last summer, and it was like all these young actors and actresses, it's like, oh man, is this going to be like a teen drama?
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and but I'm those, what are they called? The Gales, the bad guys they introduced.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Those they were freaking intense.
yeah, yeah. Seriously.
Like that guy with
No,
the cage on his head.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was who was I don't know if it was me or Anthony. Somebody was talking to me, and they said, "Oh man, look at all the custom parts to be made," and like you said, that cage over that like big orc's like head, and the
Yeah.
the one with the whips, and it's like, oh
Oh
man, like
yeah.
weapons, and it's like, oh, it's so good.
I think my absolute favorite piece of armor weaponry from it so far is it Borman, the guy that was in prison, his cleaver, like that
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
really
yeah,
long,
yeah.
um that thing was I was like, "Ooh, that would be really cool." And then I realized I have a spawn, like a medieval spawn or a samurai spawn that has a weapon that looks very similar to the shape of that blade. And I'm like, "Oh, all right, I'm going to repurpose that to somebody." And
Yeah.
um
Oh, it's funny.
yeah, I'm really digging that. My mom and I call, my mom lives in Florida. I call her up and we sync up our TVs and watch the new shows together.
Yeah.
So that's always a fun thing to, yeah. And then she'll yell at me if there's anything like too scary or too intense. She's like, "Oh, they left on a cliffhanger. I have to wait till next week." It's like, I didn't make the movie, mom.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah. Did you
Oh,
guys
but
watch, what else was I watching the other day? The Pepsi, Where's My Jet? The
oh
freaking
no, I saw
yeah,
the
that's
teaser
funny.
for it or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a crazy documentary.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good one.
Um, oh, what's the other one? I just started watching The English a couple weeks ago. The new on Amazon Prime. It's a western with Emily Blunt.
Oh, okay. I haven't
It's
heard that
it's slow, but it's really good acting, really beautifully filmed. But it's kind of heavy, so like I can't just like keep watching episode after episode. So,
one. Yeah. Lots of
um,
people are telling me to watch, Yellowstone. I haven't seen that yet.
oh, neither have I. I've heard good things.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about that, and a lot of people are telling me to check it out.
Cool.
Yeah.
I know one of my friends tells me to watch all the time is it Deadwood?
Mm-hmm.
It's an older
Yeah.
Western
Yeah.
show, but I just keep forgetting about it until something like this, and then I'll probably forget about it next time I turn
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
TV
Yeah. Yeah.
on. All right, Carl, thanks for stopping by. Have a great rest of your evening.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother.
Um, so you've got the ones you said you're working on back there. I know when I first started getting into customizing, Jeremy did one of his episodes was talking about like buying parts from different places than you've used before, trying different things. Do you have any plans like to push or challenge yourself in your customizing and creative stuff in the next year, or do you just kind of see
I think
something you're like, I want to?
it's getting a lot easier to put new parts or different head sculpts. I mean, it's so much easier now because there's so much available to us. So I think for me personally, it's just a matter of just getting better at my paint and just experimenting with new colors that I've never tried before. And that's probably the biggest challenge for myself is just to just keep moving forward with my paint
Okay,
skills, my knowledge. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because
Is there?
there's still time to learn.
Yeah, yeah. Um, do you ever pick something because like, oh, this is going to be a challenge, I want to try this, or do you pick parts and then you're like, ooh, and then get the thing where you want to try to push yourself after the fact, or
I
something
think
you
it's
see
more.
someone else do inspire you to?
I think more of a challenge for me is trying to like add a part that doesn't belong to the figure. You know what I mean? That
Okay,
you know, just something that like you wouldn't find in your normal packaging or pop and swap parts that you could put together. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I like to just find something that like sets it aside from the rest of them, whether it be
okay,
a paint style or different armament or something that's not a piece of it. You know what I mean?
okay.
Yeah,
Very cool.
I don't know. I think I challenged myself pretty heavy in the very beginning because I was following a lot of like Jeremy's recipes and trying some of his customs, like making my own version of them. And yeah, I was like, after that, I kind of wanted to go more towards like, just like I said, bringing the colors out or bringing the details out or adding
Okay,
details that weren't there before, like rust effects or grime or, you know what I mean? Like just trying new
yeah,
things, shaving down like the boots and stuff to make them more rounded instead of, the,
okay,
spiky type boots that they have on them, stuff like that. Like
yeah,
just trying new things just to try to make it look different. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think for me coming in so late to all of that, like I saw people doing so many unique and different things that doing that sort of stuff just kind of was already being done. So it was like easy to, not easy, but I was seeing people do that. So it was just like, oh, because like one of the fuzz monks I did, I put the Rintra Build-A-Figure arms from Marvel Legends
Okay.
into like the regular night thing. I was like, well, they don't really fit. And I'm like, well, just cut them down a little bit. And because I know other people had just taken pegs and forced them in or whatever. So I
Right.
didn't have
Right.
to earn earn that knowledge myself. But it's fun because then it's like, well, can I break this figure down this way? And what of these parts can go? It's like
Yeah.
once you see somebody do something, even if you're not doing the exact same thing, it like kind of opens a door. You're like, oh, well, can I do this? And
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really liking in the past few months. A lot of people, have been sharing, and I know Dorklayer does it all the time on watching his broadcast that watching people put together like these cool like just pop and swaps where
hmm
you kind of rebuild or reimagine the look of a character. It doesn't have to be any specific, but adding new parts to it to like, but then you could start with that base. And for me, I look at something like that and I'll remember the recipe of the pop and swap and know that I can utilize that base to paint or customize in different ways. Like I see a lot of that now that's really helping out with the, like I said, decisions on customizing.
Cool. Um, has there been any particular, not trying to put you on the spot or anything, but has there been a particular thing that really stood out to you that's like really lingering in your mind as far as like a really cool custom that someone did, or maybe not the paint scheme itself, but just like you were just saying, like the mix of the parts, or is it just everything?
Um, a lot of, I mean, like I said, even a lot of the, are you talking about my personal customs or are you talking about like customs that I've seen?
Anything that you've seen that has particularly really inspired you or just really stood out to you as a really cool thing, that's more like you were saying, more the pop and swap style.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of the people that are doing like, taking the what's the centaur's name?
Afarius.
Afarius, yeah, taking that taking that and making it into like, different versions of the like a centaur character. Like I like how
Yeah.
people that's kind of standing out in my mind, but it's like it's kind of a weird jump for me because I'm more used to just doing the smaller characters and seeing full
Mm,
repaints on those larger size bodies is pretty cool to see. That's something that's definitely impressing me. I like that.
okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. I have I have an Aethon I want to dye black and do a slight repaint on it. But I just haven't brought myself to take the time to put it in the pot and dye it yet. I'm a little
Yeah.
nervous.
Yeah.
I
But
did
what
one.
color do you want to dye it?
I would dye it black just to get the joints and everything like a solid base color. And my thought is to um because I don't necessarily want it to be a black horse when it's done, but I wanted the black base instead of the red, and use it as a horse for Gorgo when he comes out from the game pack.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because I took one of the He-Man Origins. Oh, Stridor. I took the headpiece that's got the unicorn horn,
Yeah.
and that it's really snug, but it fits on Aethon's head. So I was thinking of making that, paint that in like that golden black to match Gorgo's armor when I get him in hand. So I figured I could at least start on the base of the horse, but that will have been the biggest thing I've tackled when I get around to dyeing that.
Nice.
And
Have you ever thought of I mean, I don't know if it'll make it easier for you or anything, but did you ever think of just shooting the horse in like chaos black in spray instead of dyeing him? You don't think that
I
black,
haven't,
that red?
because of my apartment, I don't have like easy access to a place where I can spray.
Oh, okay.
If I want to use spray paint or something, I have to go outside,
Hmm.
and it's just big flight of stairs, lots of doors. So like just carrying it, and
Oh
not
yeah,
knocking it,
yeah,
stuff over. I can do stuff every now and then. I'll take some stuff to work on a weekend.
yeah.
Um, but now that it's colder and damp, it's harder to, um,
Oh
the
yeah,
stuff won't set as nice right now. So,
that definitely
um,
changed the game.
and the dye I've dyed a Sir Owain to make a Vorgus, and that got into the joints really nicely.
Mm,
So like I've got full range of articulation on it, and at the most, it's maybe a medium red showing
mm.
on the joint. So instead of that bright silver that he was.
Right,
So,
right.
um,
Well, that's
oh,
cool.
sorry, Curtis. He said he did a pop and swap tonight that he loves, and he's going to send you some pictures. He sent it
Awesome.
to me, but I did not look at it yet.
Yeah, awesome. I'll definitely check it out. Yeah,
Um,
like I said, it's cool to, scroll
Oh
through
yeah.
it and seeing all these great, pop and swap that people are coming up with. Like I forgot who it was that did that pop and swap contest. Was that Lounge that did that?
Yeah, it was the lounge that did that.
Yeah,
Was it
yeah. That
early
was
this
cool.
year?
Just I mean, seeing some of those recipes that people just took and like totally made new figures out of that was really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it's like all the parts that were on the unknown one. I mean, all those parts were all parts that have been in the catalog for, a long time, and it's like what a great figure that built, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
well, the
it's
only new thing on it was the paint apps and the skirt, right?
yeah, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna love Curtis's pop. I just checked out the pictures he sent earlier. I think you'll dig it.
I got it. Hold on.
Um, yeah, I did the Furious 4 set. I couldn't leave the pelvicus as he was. He didn't have enough bone going on. So I used a Wolf King, one of those bone torsos Wolf King made, um, and took one of the older Legion builder skeletons and painted it all red to match the head.
Mhm.
So his chest, his arms, and his legs are all bone now. And I gave him one of the little fur loincloths, so it'd be. And no. It was one of the fur ones that came with him, but I put a piece of gray fur that I think either I bought some fur stuff from a craft store, and I had to like shave it down with like my beard trimmer because it was way too thick for the Legions. It just looked
Yeah.
like crazy. So he's got this little like fur underwear under his belt.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
What's up, Walter? Welcome back. Did you did he send you those pictures?
Yeah, yeah. Good, nice custom, Curtis. Thing looks
Yeah.
sweet. Yeah,
Yeah, that's really cool.
good times.
Um uh, oh man, my mind, I think it's because it's Saturday, my mind is like just drawn a blank. Um oh, you're doing a show tomorrow night with someone,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah,
Is
yeah.
that Was that a spoiler, or is that okay to talk
No, no,
about?
no, no.
Okay.
I think I don't know if they posted it yet, but yeah, I'm doing it with the guys at the Geek Out show.
That's Geek Out
Yeah,
show.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they did
gonna be a good time.
very cool. Yeah, they
Yeah,
were doing a nice kind of like Road to Legions Con build up prior to the event.
yeah, yeah. Freaking Gil and Matt, they were walking around interviewing people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they were at the show, they said, yeah, we can get together. And I said, yeah, I said, I'd love to come on and do your guys' show sometime when we get back home and stuff after the con. And they're like, yeah, for sure. We'll have you on. So yeah,
Very
that's going
cool.
to be tomorrow night. That's going to be cool. Those
Awesome.
guys are real cool guys, man.
Yeah. I got to
Yeah.
check out some of their stuff leading up to the con. Or they're out on the West Coast too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think they're up in the Bay
Okay.
Area, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So they're way north of me.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah, that should be cool. It's gonna be a good time, man.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Uh that's what I wanted to ask. We were talking about different lines and stuff, and you said you liked He-Man and Masters of the Universe. Do you do any of the Mondo stuff? And have you been checking any of those out or jumping in on any of those?
Yeah, I started the Mondos like from the very first release. I jumped on
Okay.
right when they came out. So, but I've got most of them, but I've cherry picked the last few of them. Like there's been a bunch of them that I didn't get. Like I didn't get the Scareglow and the Kador and who else was it? I didn't get the She-Ra, you know what I mean, like stuff like that. But most of the main characters, Merman, He-Man,
Okay.
Skeletor, Skeletor, Man at Arms. What else do I got? Hordak and Faker. Those ones I got, and
Okay.
I pre-ordered the big Battle Cat.
Oh, nice. I was
Yeah,
gonna say, did you get Battle Cat, and what do you think of that?
yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah, so mind blowing, so mind blowing. That's like one of my favorite characters from He-Man. It's like freaking Battle
Yeah.
Cat. Yeah,
Some of the
yeah,
poses they showed where he's like laying down with his like paws crossed in front of
yeah,
him. Like, I know that's not super exciting of a pose, but I was like, that's so cool. Like,
yeah.
I didn't get one.
Especially
I'm not
for
going
something
to
that
get one,
scale.
but
Especially for something that scale.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I don't have any Mondo stuff. I don't have anything 1/6 scale. But
yeah,
I was like, Battle Cat had me real close to trying to figure out how to make that work. But
yeah, yeah. It's gonna be amazing. But what's funny is like um they gave they showed pictures of the Panther one that they're
Mhm.
gonna come out with. I'm not interested in Panther. Battle Cat was my
Okay,
cat. Like
okay,
I didn't really, I didn't have any love for Panther, so it's like I that's like an easy pass for me.
okay.
Yeah.
Um, was it? Is it just Panther? I mean, because you like the bad guys, so
Oh
it's
yeah,
just
yeah,
Panther just never did anything for you. Okay,
no, no, just Panther never did. Yeah, never. I just like
okay,
Skeletor, you know, by himself, like you know what I mean. And of
yeah,
course, his henchmen. I'm waiting
yeah,
for him to do Trapjaw and Beastman.
okay. Did I
Yeah.
see? What did I see from Trapjaw recently? Oh, is it the Tweeterhead statue?
Oh yeah, yeah,
That thing looks
yeah,
insane.
yeah. I've seen that guy's work at a few more than a few cons in the last few years. So yeah, that guy's stuff's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
but
were they were like
that's
right across. Oh, go ahead.
that's next level collecting right there, though, man.
Yeah,
Tweeter was like, whoa, that's big game right there.
yeah. They they were, I believe they were right across the aisle from Horseman at PowerCon this year in Ohio. So like
Oh,
they had like the Tila, and they had some like head bust, I think, of Skeletor. Yeah, they had some really cool. I was afraid to walk over there because I'm so clumsy. I'm like, I don't want to knock over. I don't want to
yeah,
breathe on anything over here.
yeah. That stuff's crazy. It's
Yeah.
yeah. I feel you on that one.
So you talked about going to PowerCon earlier. You didn't go this year, correct?
No, no, no. I
Because
couldn't.
the higher you're going to try to go next year.
You know what? I had it here, for the last 2 years, so I got to attend, those. So I feel kind of not, like I kind of had my fill of it.
Okay.
You know, I'm not really a big con person, so it's like, but only because that's kind of where I got introduced to mythics, and I knew that the four horsemen were going to be there, and
Okay.
revealing a new wave and stuff like that. So it's like it was nice to have that opportunity to go to that con, but I save everything now for just Legions Con.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah,
Yeah, I got to go with Brian Almeida and Greg to PowerCon. We
yeah, yeah. You
carpooled
guys
out
rode
there.
bike trips up there, right?
So that was cool to go with them, and then there was such a Legion's presence of people there.
Yeah,
Um it was like Legion's Con light, so that was my first time really experiencing that kind of energy and group. uh was at PowerCon this summer. um
yeah.
Walter saying come stay with him next year.
Oh yeah, there you go, bro. There you go.
And Curtis saying there is a Mondo Trapjaw coming in early 2023.
Yeah. Well, we when I went to oh geez, that was when I went to PowerCon 2019. Obviously, like I said, I wasn't a Mythics fan at that time. I was just getting introduced to it, but I was a huge He-Man fan, so I was like, oh yeah, I'm all about it. Like, let's see what's going on. And Mondo had a panel or something, and they had some artwork um, of the trap jaw figure. And so like I saw that concept artwork like a long time ago that like, like I said in 2019. So it's kind of funny that it's taken this long to for it to be released. I thought that figure was going to be out a long time ago before a
Yeah,
lot of characters came out.
I kind of felt that way about the Super 7 Chitara. Like, I think I ordered that, I don't remember how long ago, and I just got it like this summer.
Yeah,
And I know the pandemic affected a lot of stuff, but man, when I
right.
got it in hand, I was like, this is not what I ordered.
Yeah, yeah, that's a bummer. Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah. Um, yeah, she was the first one I ordered, and then I like over the last year I went back and got the other hero characters in Mumra, and I got her in hand because I just really always liked that character. I was like, wow, she's the most disappointing of all of these.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a um yeah, that's a great line. I mean, they've done some good work on that line.
Yeah.
How about
Overall, like, huh?
how about the big tank?
Oh my gosh, that thing's crazy looking.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know how people have the display space to house something like that, man. I can't
yeah,
I could never do big vehicles and stuff like that. I just don't have the room for it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
Horses and trolls
some of my bigger
are
like transformers, like the you
oh
know
yeah.
Omega Supreme and stuff like that. I mean, those are huge pieces, but it's like, man, a big vehicle like that. Oh man, it's crazy.
So for the Transformers you have, are they Masterpiece or the Hasbro Siege, like the newer
Just
stuff
the
from last couple years?
Hasbro. I actually
Okay.
just I did I kind of I didn't have a Transformers collection, and I was like, you know what? I want to like just put together like a collection for myself of like the characters that I, you know, followed through the series and
Hmm.
so I just this past year was like my total like I just dove in and like just bought all the figures that I wanted to put in my collection.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but they're all like from the Siege, Earthrise, and like the '86
Kingdom.
movie series.
Oh, okay.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, yeah, and Kingdom. I have some from
Okay.
Kingdom also. Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
I
it.
have I have a bunch from that wave as well, or that those series.
Yeah, yeah. But it was kind of like one of those I don't know those holes I guess in my collection that I was like, you know what? I don't have any Transformers. I've never collected Transformers. I mean,
Okay.
I've always loved Transformers, but
Sure.
I don't know. It just wasn't my. I guess it wasn't my cup of tea at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up with them. Being like the last kid of five, I would get some of the smaller ones, and every now and then I would get something special. Like I had a Jetfire, and
Yeah.
I think one year I don't know how my mom pulled it off, but she got the Skylinks,
Oh,
the
nice.
white shuttle with the blue
Yeah.
treads, which I
Yeah.
have the new version now.
Yeah.
But most of it was like the smaller characters and stuff. So I never had an Optimus Prime. So now I have like five Optimus Primes between like all the Siege
Oh,
releases. And
yeah.
a friend gave me some. He was downsizing his stuff, and he just gave me a handful of Transformers. One of them was one of the early Prime Masterpiece.
Hmm.
Um, so
Nice.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
The
don't
master.
usually go for the leaders, but for Transformers, Prime was always my guy in that
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
So I know we talked. You're a little younger than me. Did you ever like latch on to the what was it, the Beast Wars series, or do you like the Gen One stuff?
The Gen One stuff. I
Okay.
I I kind of fell off after Beast Wars. I know a lot of guys
Okay.
were real heavy into Beast Wars, but like I mean, even as a kid, Transformers for me wasn't like my go-to. It was always Motu or GI Joe or stuff like
Okay.
that. So and then Turtles didn't come out till later as far as toys were concerned. So yeah, it was just mainly those, and of course like I grew up with Star Wars, so it's like
Sure.
yeah. But no,
Okay.
it's no.
Um, the oh gosh, the GI Joe. Do you do any of the classified? Are you into those at all, or have you just stayed away from
Yeah,
those?
I think I got like I only got like maybe like a handful of them, like 5 or 6 of them that are out,
Okay.
and the newest one I picked up, and this was my favorite character from GI Joe was the
Oh,
Spirit. Yeah,
yeah,
I got him.
yeah.
Yeah, and I have him just displayed on on card in my right here next to my desk because I have a one of my buddies for my birthday had somebody do like a GI Joe carded figure, but it's me as Spirit, and
Oh,
he
cool.
had somebody do it for my birthday. Yeah,
That's
so
awesome. That's a cool present.
yeah, it was really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember always wanting him as a kid because he came with the eagle.
yeah.
And I think my mom got me the oh, was it Quick Kick?
Mm.
The karate guy? He like I don't know if
Yeah.
she just couldn't find him or what, but yeah, I got the karate guy instead. So I was like, okay, he's my guy now.
That's funny.
uh, yeah, those some of those I think those are some of the best thing Hasbro's doing right now. Like
Classified, yeah,
sculpt and
yeah,
yeah,
definitely,
I think those are.
definitely.
Um, I know some people didn't like the first wave because they looked too. What was it they were calling too Fortnite or something
Mm.
with like the metal on their boots and stuff. I was like, for a 2001, 2020 or 2021, whatever. Like I was like, they feel slightly sci-fi, but not too weird. But
Yeah, yeah. Well, it was kinda weird that they did that with, like, their opening wave. They
yeah,
had those type of because now they're a lot better. I mean, they totally look the GI Joe part, like, it's a lot better than, like I said, that opening wave. It was kinda weird. That kinda threw me off at first too when I first saw them because I was thinking my GI Joes, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
And yeah,
I go ahead.
no,
Sorry.
no, 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 I was just,
I do like the new Gung Ho they released. Not Gung Ho. Uh, Roadblock.
mm, yeah,
The Amazon one where he's
newer version of him.
yeah, where he's got like uh the more classic look to him as opposed to the more modern look. That
Yeah,
was the one that the redo I thought looked a lot better.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I was thinking I don't know. Like I said, that series is it's pretty cool, but I'm not fully invested in it. You know what I mean? A lot of people are like
yeah,
super heavy into classifieds, but I've just picked up a couple of them, and like I said, they just you know take them out whenever and
yeah.
just enjoy it a little bit.
What about yeah, I'm pretty much out on that line now. If they I know Shipwreck's in the work, so he'll probably be the last one I get because I always thought he was cool looking.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. It's like
but
some of my shelves that I have in my room, like I have like I said, little small like batches of like different lines of characters, like some from like Storm Collectibles, some from like
okay.
I did like the Batman the McFarlane Batman 66 series
Oh,
with
cool.
like Adam West, and you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
yeah, like
You
I
see,
got
they're doing those in black and white now.
yeah, I saw that. I don't I'm not buying it.
Like I don't I
It's
that I didn't
just
understand. I'm
a
like,
cash
wait,
grab.
yeah, I'm like, wait,
Yeah,
that show wasn't in black and white. Why are they
yeah,
doing black and white
that's a
figures?
total
Like,
cash
oh,
grab.
it's just more money.
Give me a quick second, dude. I'm gonna grab something to drink real quick.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Um, so let's see, we got Walter. You're saying you didn't buy any Joes until the Bat and Alley Viper. Yeah, those figures were really cool. Um, I still have never seen I was able to get an alley viper, but I've never seen them in the stores. Sorry, I'm just talking to the comments.
Oh no, do your thing, do your thing.
Ed's saying they killed it with Serpentor. Curtis said he just got his Serpentor, haven't opened him yet. See, that's where Joe's lost me. When they got to like Serpentor, like the idea behind him being like all the different like military guys was interesting, but just at that point in the show, I was like, oh, okay, I think I'm
Yeah,
done.
yeah. You know, it's funny. It's like with 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 Masters of the Universe, like, and this is funny. This is just me as a 9 or 10-year-old kid when they introduced um She-Ra, Princess of Power, to the Masters of the Universe line. I was like, oh, these girls are getting into our stuff, and why do they have to be? Why do they have to be in the Motu, universe? And like, it totally blew it for me. I didn't want to play with Motu anymore as a kid. I was totally like, nah, like these are our guys, like with those like big,
Oh
huge
man,
buff torsos and everything. It was like, this is how we look, It's like, yeah, when they introduced a little skinny figure, I was like, "What? Like, oh, what? Come on!" Yeah,
see, I think I
I
I don't want
totally
to say it was the exact opposite for me, but like when that came out to me, it was just like, oh, there's more. There's more to this world. There's like I begged my mom to let me get a Shira, but she wouldn't because it had like the hair and it came with a brush or whatever.
yeah,
So she eventually broke down and bought it, but it was hers. I was allowed to borrow it and play with it, but like I had to like put it. I think it was it was really early '80s, so it was like, and she never said anything like, "Oh, I don't want you playing with dolls." It was never that kind of a thing, but I feel like that might have been the vibe. It was
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
you
I
play
was
with the
like I
boys'
said,
toys,
I
no
was totally
girls'
out.
toys for you.
I was
I was just
totally
like, no, it's just a new character. Like, I
out.
have Princess Leia for Star Wars. Why can't I have Shira for He-Man?
Right, right.
And then
uh,
I was so excited when they introduced RC in the Transformers '86 movie. I was like, oh, finally, there's a girl Transformer. I mean,
yeah,
not that that
yeah,
means anything.
yeah. That's good.
And like, I never got her until like 2 years ago. I finally got an RC. So
Hey, what do you any thoughts on like plans for next year's Legions Con? I mean, as far as like, let's say you brought something to your table or you didn't bring enough of, or you know what I mean? Are there things that you're kind of taking that back home with you and going, okay, for next year, like this is what I want to do different, or maybe this is what I want to do the same.
yeah, yeah, that's a good question. I know I had a lot of people asking about because I thought I was going to walk like not the best of both worlds, but like I was trying, like I had some stuff to show, I had some stuff to sell. Um, the only things I was selling that were mine were heads and the dioramas. So I know next year I'll have a couple completed customs. I don't know how many I'll be able to do. Just getting access to the figures, um, to make. So yeah. So my plan next year is to have more complete customs to
Mhm.
sell.
Yeah,
Um, or maybe like the kit thing, like have a couple like heads painted up and like, oh, this goes, put this on the barbarian builder or something,
yeah, yeah,
that kind of a thing.
yeah,
uh um but yeah, I think yeah, so more heads for sure, and actual complete customs is probably my big takeaway for next year.
yeah.
How about you?
I think I think I definitely should bring a rack of heads this year. I see a lot of people did real well with the head sculpts, the painted head sculpts.
Yeah,
So I kind of took note of that and was like, like, I mean, I left behind of customs that I didn't complete or get started on, 20 or 30 painted head sculpts easily, you know what I mean? That I could have brought
yeah.
with me to the show and sold or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a big takeaway for me is to definitely bring some head sculpts. That I think that'll pick up the the overall success of it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Um, and what are you, I know they haven't said where it's going to be yet, but they're talking about a bigger venue, um, not just to add more people, but like actual, like maybe bigger table spaces, bigger, like a
Mm,
bigger spread. It sounds like from the few
yeah.
things that I've heard
But
Jeremy
you
talk about
you
so
were
far.
you were sharing a table with somebody, were you not?
Um, I, I mean, I was running it by myself, but I had stuff from two other guys. One guy, Mark Rivera, Mark Star Media. I had some painted and some unpainted heads for him.
Okay.
And then Brian CB Make, who does the whale and axolotl kits on
Right,
Legion
right. I
Shop.
remember seeing those. Yeah, yeah.
He um he wasn't able to. His wife was expecting their baby was due around the time of the
Yeah,
show, so
yeah,
he wasn't able
yeah,
to come.
yeah.
So he reached out and he's like, "Hey, would you be able to put some of my stuff out at your table?" Because he lives between me and the show in Jersey. He's like, "I got to come down your way for a conference. Can I just drop some stuff off for you to take to the show?" I was like, "Absolutely."
Oh,
So
okay.
I had a portion. I probably had about a 10 or a dozen complete customs of his and some like heads and stuff that did really well. I think I think his stuff did better than mine,
Huh.
and that's not a complaint.
No, no.
Full he had full figures, and he had those dragon kits, like the head and tail,
Yeah,
like fully
yeah.
painted. I think I only had 3 of those for him, but
Those were for
those went.
the trolls. The you're talking about the troll
Yep,
scale one? Yeah,
yep,
yeah. Those were pretty awesome.
those went really good. But yeah, I have no complaint. Like I think I sold all but 2 of the custom heads that I took.
Nice. How many did
Um,
you bring with you?
I think I had about a dozen heads
Okay, that's good.
that I had painted.
Yeah,
Uh, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was like a blur, you know.
yeah,
The whole weekend was a blur. But like at the table when they came in Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening, they're like, "All right, we're closing in 20 minutes or whatever." I was like, "Wait, what?" I was like,
yeah,
"It's 3 o'clock," and it was like almost 4 o'clock, and I was like,
yeah.
"Wait, where did the day go?"
Yeah, yeah. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Um,
But yeah, so you had a full table then, right? You had a full 8 foot table because I was told that some of the tables were actually like 6 foot tables.
I think the tables around the outside of the room were 8 foot, and I
Mhm.
think the ones in the middle of the floor were 6. So mine was like 6. I don't know, it was like
Yeah.
I think it was 6 by 3 was the table because I made my dio to be exactly half the size of the table,
Mm.
and then the other half was going to be for other stuff
Yeah.
and the Brian's things and things like that. So
Yeah. So like I said, we had big tables. So as far as them being able to offer up more table space, like I for my stuff, I don't think I would need a bigger display space. I had plenty of room. I had plenty of
okay,
room to add a lot more stuff to my table.
oh,
So
that's cool.
yeah, but I know a lot of people that get those size tables. They bring a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
but for the customs, I mean, I could only bring so many. You know what I mean? So
Well, yeah, because you got to bring stuff.
it doesn't really fill up the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially
Um,
the way I get there I have to fly from California and bring all those customs with me and stuff. It's not like I could drive them in from out of state or something like that. You know what I mean?
yeah, and you brought them
And if
all
I
with
did
you. You
that,
didn't
yeah.
ship anything, right?
What's that?
You didn't ship anything. You brought them all with you on the flight, right?
Yeah, yeah. I brought them all in my luggage with me. Yeah, I brought everything with me.
I That makes me so like that just sets my like anxiety off the charts.
Yeah, it's yeah,
I
it's
couldn't
it,
imagine.
it's pretty tense thinking about the way I do it, but thankfully both times that I've done it, it's worked out like a charm, and I've gotten all my
That's
stuff
great.
there, and, I've had a great show and brought everything back, and nothing's broken, and you know what I mean?
Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so you were talking about doing more heads. Did you get a chance to see Nikki's table?
Yeah, just for like a quick second, but then by the time I
And then it
went
was
back,
gone.
everything was literally, yeah, everything was gone. I was like, "Wait, what? What happened? Like, are you
Yeah.
serious?" Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. That was insane how fast her table just emptied out.
Yeah. I
Good for
liked
her,
what
man.
it,
Good for her. She does great
yeah,
work. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
so good.
I liked, I like how she had her stuff set up where it was like, there might have been like 5 heads. It was the same head, but there was like slight variations to it
Mhm.
or whatever. At least that's the way my mind is remembering it. Or, it was, you know, cat heads, but they were all different colors or,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just,
yeah.
she had a really cool variety. And I don't know if you saw, I got to see, she had something with, like Nerf darts over the pegs on her rack.
Uh-huh.
So there was like a foam Nerf dart with the head, and that went right up into the port on the heads. I think she said someone else gave her the idea.
Oh, man,
I can't.
I gotta try that out. Yeah,
But yeah, that
to mount the heads
yeah.
on the
So
rack,
you got the little rubber tip on the end of the Nerf
right.
dart, like
Yeah.
not the suction one, like the bullet type one,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
would just go right into the head. And then
Oh,
she could
wow.
just slide those right onto the sticks on the head
I
rack.
gotta check that out. That's a great idea.
Um,
Yeah, I didn't even I guess I didn't even notice that on her
'Cause
rack. She, had
I
her
think I
just
walked over like at the end of the day. It was either the end of the day Saturday or before it opened Sunday morning, and I saw her moving some pieces around, and I saw um the the dart tip or whatever. um Grimlock jumped in, just said Eric's table was amazing to look at, got there too late and was out of cash, but definitely need to get some of your work in my collection. So
thank you. Thank you, brother.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a thing. Did you get to really walk around and look at anything? I know you just said Nikki stuff was
Oh,
gone
yeah,
and you got to look at her.
oh, yeah, yeah. You can't hold me down inside of LegionsCon, dude. Like, I did the same thing last year. I walked away from my table tons of times.
Yeah.
Tons. I was all up and down those aisles buying all kinds of crap, like looking and
That's
talking
awesome.
to people. And yeah, I was like, I'll go back to my table in a couple of minutes. No worries. Like, people could walk around. And even when I came back a couple times, Brian and his wife and Anthony, they're like, hey, someone wanted to buy something from your table. We told them just to come back. I'm like, yeah, no problem. Like, I was like, just go ahead. I'm not missing out on the show. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I
all.
got,
I think I was so nervous, not nervous, but excited, nervous about being there that like
yeah.
I didn't like I don't think I went to the bathroom either day until the end of the show, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
before I went to dinner or something. I
Yeah.
never left the table.
Yeah.
Um, so like I feel bad because like I can't even remember if I walked over and got to look at your stuff. Um, and the setup night was just it was a lot of fun, but it was also a little chaotic in
Oh,
there
yeah,
during
yeah.
setup.
Which was yeah, that
Um,
was totally weird, like, when I realized that a bunch of people, like, that were milling around in the setup night that weren't vendors, they were just attendees,
oh
they were
yeah,
just, a lot of people just started milling around. It was like, "Whoa, wait, is this supposed to be like this?" I mean, we kinda have our stuff we need to do, and you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that was kind of a
yeah,
weird vibe, like, but they kinda cleared it up and got
yeah.
everybody organized and
I
out,
feel
and
like at least the experience for me, like I was trying to set up and it was a little distracting, but everybody seemed really excited and polite, and
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
it,
no, no, everybody was cool. It's
it
just
wasn't
like
a bad thing. Yeah, it was just
yeah,
I was not prepared for that interaction Friday
yeah,
night, but yeah, I next year I definitely need to get out from my table more and
yeah.
see
I don't know.
see
I mean,
more stuff.
I mean, you know what? There's no, there's no rules that you can't, you know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
you know,
It was my own rules. It was
and
my own rules keeping me at the table.
it's like, you know, people would say, "Oh man, you walk away from your table and you leave your product out there without anybody watching." I'm like, this is the Legion's community. Like, I don't feel like anybody's
Yeah.
gonna strike something from my table, or you know what I mean? Or if
Yeah.
I'm not at my table, someone's gonna go, "Oh, this guy," you know, everybody knows, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's just, you know.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
mean, I wanted,
Sunday
trust me,
afternoon.
I wanted to enjoy the show as much as anybody, and I was like, "Ain't nobody gonna stop me from that." So yeah, like I said,
I'm
I
gonna
was wandering all over the place, man.
I'm gonna have more of that attitude next year. Uh, yeah, Sunday afternoon, I finally felt comfortable enough and saw that the Horseman table died down enough that I was like, oh, I can go get in that line and grab a couple things real quick.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
think I was next to Matt Rhodes was on my left, and then Leland and Brian from Carver Customs were on my right. So,
right, right,
I was like, hey guys, are you guys okay scoping my table out? So they were both like, oh yeah, no problem.
yeah.
So, um, yeah, it
Yeah,
was cool.
this year, one of the biggest changes from the previous year, my first year, was just I don't know why I didn't even think of it back then, but it was kind of like your first year, like you're barely, you know, meeting the new, you know, all the vendors and the customizers, and now you're part of the show, so you're kind of like getting your feet wet thing. That was like my experience last year, where I was like, you know,
Okay.
I was getting to meet a lot of people, but I was still kind of like on that, oh, I'm the new guy here kind of thing. You know what I mean? But this year, like being able to like, it just seemed like that year just brought us all so much closer together. It was like being able to take, you know, tons of like selfies with all everybody at the show. And it was like
Yeah.
that was a, like I said, a huge change from last year, which was like awesome. It was just an awesome feeling because you just felt more involved and, you know, like I said, more part of the community itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I wish I would have taken more pictures. I have a ton of pictures, and I know people sent me a bunch of pictures that I was in with them and stuff. So that was really cool.
Yeah.
Um, but I did like filmography, not like videotaping and photography on some trips I've done overseas, and I just felt like I was kind of removed from the group a lot of the time because I always had the camera in front of me or on my shoulder or
Right.
whatever.
Right.
So
Right. Yeah.
I think that's why I just was just kind of like a lost dog wandering around the studio during G-Con and intern, just kind of taking it
Yeah.
all in and just being distracted by every shiny thing. And
Yeah.
same thing
Yeah.
at the show. Like I had my phone out to take pictures, and I just forgot to grab pictures with people the whole time.
Oh,
So,
yeah, yeah.
um,
You took a lot of
yeah,
pictures of the wave though, as far as when they put them out on display. You took some pictures there and stuff.
I did. I was over there trying to get some because I knew Corn. That was at when Cornboy had asked me to go up on the stage. I was like trying to be over there so I
Mhm.
wasn't doing too much moving around.
Yeah,
um, and trying to they had put out I think the first 4 or 5 of them,
yeah.
and I never got the rest of the pictures, the rest of the wave afterwards.
Oh, okay, okay.
But yeah, I was trying to get some pictures there, and then I just realized everybody else was taking amazing pictures too. So I was like,
Yeah,
I'll see them later.
yeah. It
Like
was
I didn't
cool.
even see
It was
Maxilius. I didn't
cool
even see he had the fused skull until I think the next day.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah. Sorry, you
yeah.
were saying something.
No, it was cool, being able to I remember I shot a couple of pictures of you guys and catching that, like, candid moment of, like, when you guys were, like, painting the bus that we got there.
Oh yeah,
And you know, I shot a picture of like um, Curtis Ackerman painting his, and I got one of you painting yours, and you know what I mean. It's like I said,
yeah,
like finding you in that moment of like, you know what I mean, like that whole, you know, weekend and all the stuff that we got
yeah,
to see, like finding those little candid moments to capture, and like I said, sending you pictures of it and being like, hey, dude, like here's some pictures I caught of you, and shot, you know,
yeah.
different people photos that I had taken of them too. It's like that was
And I
kind of a cool vibe to like bring it all together.
Yeah, I really appreciate that because yeah, seeing that was cool. Because my focus, I'm there, I'm looking at the skull, and then you send me that
Yeah,
picture, and I was like, oh, it was
yeah,
just kind of cool to see it from the other side, and
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's like I said.
just
That's
being in that room painting in the Four Horsemen studio was
yeah,
just,
yeah.
yeah, that was really cool.
I didn't paint my thing. I was like, I'm just bringing it home. I love it. I don't want to paint it. I still haven't. I'm not gonna touch it.
I need to finish mine. I'm
Yeah,
gonna finish it up. But yeah. Well, hey man, we're clocking right past 2 hours here.
right on.
Um, so is there any shout outs or any plugs or anything you want to do before we wrap up?
No, just a shout out to the Legions community and all of our friends that are supporting us and having a good time with us and just being nerds. That's what it's all about, man. And like I said,
Absolutely.
talking to good people like you and just like it's just the escape for all of us to just relax and you know enjoy each other's company and not be just taken in by the all the bad things in the world. This is like it's such a great safe space for all of us to be here. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's like it not to bring up a bad subject to end the night, but I mean it's like the guy who just recently passed, the Green Ranger, from
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's like I mean thinking things like that where people feel that they're by themselves and they don't have anybody that they could turn to or something like that. It's like it's so great to have communities or a community as strong as this that like I said we can vibe whenever we need to, or we always have each other to
Yeah.
just lean on and talk to. And like I said, if you're having a bad day, it's like come in here, man. It's a the water's great. It's
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. That's one thing that, um, not patting myself on the back, but when talked to Jeremy and I got to talk a little bit about mental health stuff like that, how that's opened a door for me to have conversations with so many other people. And just, I was talking with a friend today that I haven't seen since college 20 years ago, and he was opening up about stuff.
yeah,
Because he grew up in the Midwest, and like older generation parents that you don't talk about stuff, you
yeah,
know.
yeah,
So I totally agree with you. The cabal, it has its moments. We're all still people, and we might get upset that something's not a savage barbarian Santa Claus or
yeah,
something, but at the end
right,
of the day, that's
right,
not that big of a deal.
no,
When you know that there's people that you can reach out to and be like, hey, there's like, man, I'm having a rough day, and someone will jump into your messages and just be like, hey, man, you all right? You need to talk.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
I
I mean,
think
even
that makes up for any of the
even I mean, and it's kind of it's tough to say, but even behind all the fun that we have as a community with our action figures and our customizing and our this and that, I mean, there's still a lot of pain in some people's lives behind all the good stuff. You know what I mean? That you see. You know what I mean? There's issues out there, and it's like
yeah,
if people like myself, can open a door for somebody to feel comfortable to, like I said, you know, see a little bit brighter light in their life. I mean, that's like I said, that's what the whole community is about. And that's why, like I said, that's why I like doing this kind of stuff,
absolutely.
being around people and, hanging out with dudes like you, man. It's good stuff. I was glad to be a part of this, dude.
Well, 100.
I thought you
Me
were.
too,
I swear, man.
100%. And
I was afraid you were gonna like grill me with all these crazy questions of like, you know, what was your first this, and do you remember the, that comic book that you bought when you were 10, or you know what I mean? It's like, oh man, he's gonna grill me on some real nerd shit, man. But no, it was cool. It was
no, man,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, this is as much for me to get to know, because we got to hang out a little bit and talk at the con and at
Oh yeah,
intern and
yeah,
stuff, but
yeah,
it's a way for me to get you to know you a little bit more, and or whoever I'm talking to. And yeah, this was a lot of fun, and yeah, had a great time.
yeah. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And I got another one to do tomorrow, man. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
just keep having fun with it. It's like, it's so cool.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
that's tomorrow night, the Geek Out show. What time?
Oh gosh, what time is it at? I don't even know, dude. I'm like, I think it's they haven't posted it yet, so I'm not sure what time they want to go.
Okay.
We'll all figure. Trust me, it'll be all over. It'll be all over the cabal tomorrow. Let's see.
Excellent.
Yeah, yeah, for sure though.
Um, yeah,
Yeah,
very cool. Well, I'll probably have to catch it on replay depending on when it airs because I'll be talking to David Williams tomorrow night. But hope you have a great chat with them and
oh yeah, yeah.
take some
Oh
more of
yeah,
that
I'm
positivity
definitely
and good
gonna check
vibes
it out.
over there.
Yeah, for sure, we will. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much, man.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me. If you just hang on 1 second, I'll wrap up and then I'll wrap things up with you in a second.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Awesome.
All right. All right. Thanks, Eric. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining in tonight. I know it's not my regular night to do this, but I appreciate all the interaction and all the comments. It was a lot of fun having you guys here as I got to talk to Eric Lebron. If you came in late, feel free to check out the replay later. And he will be on the Geek Out show tomorrow night for a whole different conversation with the guys over there. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a great night, great weekend. I'll see you here tomorrow for Shooting the Shelf episode 22 with David Williams. Thanks everybody. Have a great night. Have a great week if you're watching this down the road, and we'll catch you next time. And as always, what's on your shelf? See you later.